3, 2, 1, go. Welcome to Grounds After Rounds.
Welcome to Grounds After Rounds on a back squat day. In the
we already have theme music.
Well, he moved away. I feel like
maybe we need him to upgrade it. Get a piano background.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Is Sarah musical? Do we know?
I don't know.
Like even she could throw in some like harmony.
Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, for those who don't know, we're talking about our intro music is done by the wonderful, the great, legendary Brad Snyder, who up and left us for a nap from Annapolis, but left us for a PhD program at Princeton. Whatever. But he's still in our hearts, and we're still using his free intro music that he wrote for us.
Yes.
We'll continue to use it.
Yes.
I really like it. Maybe that'll be our 200th episode. Yeah. The goal for our 200th episode.
I might need to break out like an electric though.
But I think it still needs to be him. It needs to it should be like Armchair Experts, where it's the same guy. It was a high school friend of Kristen Bell, who they used to sing together, and then like do like shows and stuff for money, and then he's a composer for different things and ditties and musicals and TV shows and movies and stuff. And then I think Kristen Bell got him in on certain stuff, and then Dax has used him for his movies, and so he does. I doubt he does it pro bono. I'm sure they pay him, but whatever. They had him on, and they talked about like, I think Kristen was on that episode too with him. I can't remember the guy's name. I thought it was Dax that sang it.
Okay.
Do you know? Like it almost sounded, and then you hear the guy, you're like, oh god, no, that's not Dax. Like he's really good.
Yeah.
Like because he'll harmonize himself, and then he'll do covers of like other shows or other songs and stuff, and he's really cool. It's very jazzy and kind of but that made me think. So 21 Pilots, there's a YouTube video of the lead singer for 21 Pilots, Tyler. I forget his whole name. Tyler's either his first name or his last name. I don't remember. But it's him covering 21 Pilots songs. So he's there with like a keyboard, a synthesizer, a computer, and then a piano. And so he has like some tracks already laid down. Then he'll lay down some tracks, put them on repeat, and like it is amazing.
So the guy from 21 Pilots is covering their own songs.
He's redoing them, remixing them by himself, all like live on stage in the moment.
That's cool.
Amazing. Like absolutely phenomenal.
Check that out.
Even if you don't like 21 Pilots, like it's really freaking good.
Yeah.
It just made me, that's what made me think of it is talented people, when they lean into that talent and like really clearly like he put in work to do this and be able, like there's practice and whatever, and it was like, if you haven't watched Hamilton on Disney Plus yet, like what are you waiting for? Pay the $7 for this month just to watch Hamilton. It is amazing. Like have you watched it?
So I fell asleep. I was watching the other day. We were watching it the other night, and I had it on with subtitles because like, oh, they're rapping really fast.
I was like, don't.
But it was like,
I didn't want, like, I missed probably 3/4 of it. Even now, I'm listening to the soundtrack. Yeah, and it's a lot easier to pick up because it's really hard. Yeah, it's almost like an opera. Yeah, you know, and like, but if you stop trying to like pay attention to everything, I feel like you actually get a better sense. Okay. That's the artistry of, I think, Lin-Manuel Miranda, that like you get the story. Yeah, and I think if you just kind of let your brain go loose a little bit, rather than trying to like,
I think that's what I was doing, because I was already tired and I was like trying to keep up with it, and I ended up falling asleep because it was late. I went to bed and Meg finished. She was up till like midnight or something watching it, and loved it. But maybe that's what I need to do, is like stop trying to follow, because I know like.
But just the way the stage moves.
Yeah,
and like,
I love that. Like,
stage, like how long did they have to rehearse and practice? I'm like, years. Like seriously, it is. And then to remember all of that. Yeah. And to be able to then do it that quickly, it's just artistry when it's that talented of people who clearly also then put in more work than anyone else.
Yeah.
It's that, what's that? Outwork will always, something about the talent will always be.
Hard work or
hard work always beats talent that doesn't work hard or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
What about when talent works harder than anybody else in the world?
Yeah.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
Like you're never. And so thank you.
Yeah.
Super ridiculously talented people for putting in such amazing work and doing an incredible service for us that just watch it and jaw drop, like, holy crap.
It was funny watching it too. I knew Lin-Manuel Miranda. I didn't really know much about the cast or who was in it or anything like that. And I recognized a couple people off the bat, and then Jonathan Groff plays the king.
I know, I didn't know that.
And I'm watching that, and I'm like,
wait a second.
And I heard the voice is like,
Mindhunters.
No, not even. This is funny. This is where we are in our lives. Mindhunters. That's Kristoff from Frozen.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but I said the same thing to my brother. I was like, yeah, so Jonathan Groff said, and he goes, Mindhunters. I was like, no, Kristoff. But, that was.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, he's crazy.
Yeah.
I love it. Those crazy eyes. He's spitting everywhere.
He's spitting, and that walk that he did.
Oh.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really like, I want to catch up again, but that was, anyway.
I think Jefferson, I loved the way they portrayed Jefferson as kind of a dandy, but kind of like, but not like, it was sort of this, it was awesome.
Yeah.
When they laugh at Adams, when King George, like, he did what?
Yeah.
He gave up his power. They're going to do this all the time? And who's next? Adam, the little guy who came and talked to me? Oh, God. Oh, they'll be back.
Yeah.
It's just so... it's just cool. So coming back to 21 Pilots.
Yeah.
Amazing. Coming back to the guy who does the intro for Armchair Expert. And to Brad. Brad, thank you for your talent. We'd love a redo if you still listen. In all your spare time.
An updated version for
starting your
episode.
PhD, training for the Olympics, moving into a new house. Newly married. Whatever. Yeah.
I'm sure you can squeeze in a couple chords here.
It's only 30 seconds.
That's all we need.
Jeez.
If that.
Yeah, not even.
30 seconds, people are gone. So,
True.
like, possibly now.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
The future, Jack. We're talking about the future of Grounds After Rounds.
Good point. Nice pivot.
I thought so. It just kind of came to me.
Nice.
So we thought we'd take this episode, say, hey, it's been a crazy last 4 months. We're back in the gym. And so maybe here's a chance to kind of say, hey guys, here's what's coming up. Here's what we're looking at. Let's say things continue to trend in the direction we want to see them. This is what we hope and expect things to look like over the next few months.
Yeah, so I think, just looking at the last 2 days, clearly we came back in with an eye towards using the inside components and the outside components of our setup here. We're not in the gym like full time. You know what I mean? Like we're not receiving people in and then like hanging out and stuff. Like it is come into the gym, use stuff, go out of the gym. That's I think the mindset moving forward. So like it's still everything is outside as far as you come in, you leave your stuff, you hang out. And so yesterday's workout with Nicole, that's why I kind of wrote it the way we wrote it, or Monday's workout. To see what it looks like to flow in and out of the gym. I think it went well. Yeah. People use the traffic pattern. Somebody said like, oh, well, it would have been great to have like barbells out and more things to kind of block the stuff. And so the reality is, as much as people would think like, well, I'll understand how this should flow if there's more things in my way. The reality is that's not true. It would be too much and it would be paralyzing for your brain. So learning the path with less stuff in the way means you've actually learned the path to go in and out.
Right.
On Wednesday, everyone will have remembered doing some rowing, some hang power cleans, and some double presses and some handstand push-ups. And so now there's ergs that are out. There's some dumbbells that are out, and there's now the use of both the inside workout pads, the outside workout pads, and a piece of equipment. So now the traffic pattern will be even more important, but they've already been in the traffic pattern. And so that's the idea of like using this week to kind of hybrid phase in and out and get used to, can we flow back and forth in between and outside of the gym?
Right.
The idea or the hope being that we don't backtrack as a state. I think, I don't know, if we do, okay, like we move back outside and everything's outside again. If that's the case, we have under our belt an incredibly hard benchmark workout with Nicole. And people I would say the majority of people, without actually looking at the numbers, but just looking at comments, the majority of people improved. Wow, we haven't done pull-ups since Murph.
Right.
People got better on pull-ups.
Right.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
We just back squatted on Tuesday. A lot of people PR'd or within 5 to 10 pounds of their 1 rep PR after doing a lot of back squats before going for that heavy back squat. Wow. So and I would say qualitatively, people's form looked a lot better.
So like that, even that 5 pounds off their PR looked a lot better than their PR probably did.
So you've, if not gotten stronger, you've at least maintained your strength, and we haven't been under a heavy barbell since February. So almost 5 months. Almost 5 full months. About 4.5 months you haven't been under a heavy barbell. You didn't get... A lot of people got stronger. Nobody lost strength. Fascinating. So in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something happens and we're kicked out of the gym. Or we're kicked back virtual. Or, you know what I mean? Like it goes back to... I feel like this has been a nice little reset of a revalidation or a reconfirmation that you can maintain and even get stronger with a lot of simple functional movement done in intensity. I was having this conversation with Mike this morning. So then it's a double-edged sword. So if you get really good at this, if we get really good at this and convince people like, hey, you don't need a lot to do this fitness stuff, the next question in my head as a cheap SOB would be, well, then what do I need you for?
Why am I here?
And I totally agree with, like, hey, sure, like test that, challenge it. What I would offer is that you're not paying or joining or being a part of this experiment because you don't know what to do or can't do it or can't find it somewhere. You are joining this experiment because the phenomenon of being held accountable, having a group of people to do it with, just even if it's virtual, the ambiance of doing it at a specific time with a specific group of people adds another level of intensity that allows you to go harder than you would normally go by yourself. And that's you can't scratch your own back or you can't tickle yourself. Like, that's...
I don't know.
Wait a second. That just got weird. We're here to tickle... Never mind. You understand what I mean.
Is that the title of the podcast? You can't tickle yourself.
Oh, I like that. I'm going to write that down. You can't tickle yourself. What?
Everyone, before they even listen to it, they're just going to be like, I'm not sure.
I love it.
I know I have this one.
And so that's I think that's one of the more qualitative or unexpected, not consequences, but byproducts of this, is it's nice to remind ourselves that we can ebb and flow between gym, outside of the gym, completely virtual, back to the gym. And so flexing that and practicing it all at the same time, getting the not unintended but the unexpected consequence of like, holy crap, like this stuff really is working. Because I think we should expect that we may get locked back down. Expect for the worst, plan for the worst, expect the best, expect the best, plan for the worst, whatever that saying is. Or just be flexible.
Under promise, over deliver.
That's a better one. No, other way around. No, you said under.
No, I said yeah.
You said it right.
Under promise, over deliver.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah, and so this has been fun 2 days. It's you asked me, it's exhausting because it's like watching or kind of that first day is very plebe summer or sort of like plebe English-ish. Mm-hmm. Kids walk into class and they sit down and you ask them to take their books out and they're like, book? What book? What is book? Book read? Me read book? You're like, you got a 1600 on your SAT. Like, are you kidding me? Like and it, like it's taking a lot of energy to get people back up on step.
Yeah.
Of like, rig take barbell, me take barbell from rig.
Dude, Joe's gonna be on the podcast next week. Hopefully he doesn't listen to this.
But I love it. Right, like, and that's so the win was that like we were under and we were there.
Yeah.
But it's just very emotionally expensive, and I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
And so ramp it up. Like these next couple of classes, like we're bringing a lot of energy because I get it. Like it is challenging for people to get back into step and get back in the routine. The gym looks different.
Yeah.
Right. It's laid out differently. Things are in different places. There's this like, well, wait a second, are we outside? Are we inside? So there's a lot of new things, and I think we give ourselves as people too much credit. We think we're smarter than we think we are. Mm-hmm. I think all of us do. And so like, oh, well, I won't be that big of a deal. And instead of just changing one thing, we've changed like 15 things.
Right.
And so it's very... even if you're not paying attention to it, it's really taxing to everybody. And so that's what I'm seeing is sort of this like absence of just the normal energy.
Yeah.
And to get that energy level back up, it takes a lot of like
it almost feels
spinning
like
that wheel.
It almost feels like it's that person's first day in like a CrossFit class, like they're a little more standoffish, they're a little bit more quiet. Like the people that usually have the energy aren't there because they're still kind of processing.
Yes.
And okay, so it's kind of like that. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Right. And I respect that.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Because we get afraid, like, I don't want to screw up. I don't want to go in the wrong space. And I'm not the best. Like, I get, kind of like more drill sergeant-y. Like, that's the default I go to. But it's it's the same token. It's kind of I think these are great. The morning classes were awesome. Because in the end, the energy got there. It's just the byproduct is like, it was sort of the first week of going to virtual.
Yeah.
We were exhausted.
Yeah. And
then the first week of going from there back to virtual, like that transition was exhausting. It's just that it's just constantly adding. There's this constantly not constant version of all of these classes, and it's tiring. It's difficult to switch between them, and so
it's that routine. Like they've gotten to a routine over the last few weeks of show up, get to a mat outside, and now it's a
wait. You want me to go where?
What? Where?
Yeah. So I think that's also like I've been trying to pay attention to it and not make like just very simple programming.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday was running and pull-ups. Today is back squatting. Tomorrow is just 3 things. Rowing, handstand push-ups, and devil presses, which we've done, though it's double dumbbell devil presses. Yeah, and so we just kind of and then Thursday's just running. And then Friday is a little bit of a kick in the face.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's cool. It's a fun adventure. I'm enjoying it. Going back and or just being challenged to keep thinking, even as I programming like a. All right, well, what does this look like for our virtual folks? What does this look like for somebody who's not going to be around? And so that's sort of also keeping an eye towards, like, next week we're going to do another mashup of a benchmark WOD. We're gonna do Isabel and some others. Isabel with some jump rope, right? So how do I make that so somebody can do that at home? Well, they can do a dumbbell snatch with jump rope or jumping jacks, but how do we scale it with volume? You know what I mean? Like, what do the numbers look like? And then same thing even the week after that. Again, like some stuff in there, 3 different barbell movements, but like, can they be done with a dumbbell? And so all the like keeping an eye towards basically writing 3 sets of programming for each week.
Yeah, that's
is what it translates to.
It keeps you busy.
Yeah.
So with that, we're just gonna. You kind of said we're keeping things simple with the programming, but otherwise, like, yeah, we'll throw in barbells more now because we have them back. We'll throw in pull-ups more.
More coming tomorrow.
More coming tomorrow. You mean we had more come?
We had more come on
a couple
Wednesday.
days ago. Yeah.
This time thing's so weird.
We do have a time machine.
We have a time machine.
We've
created a time machine. Do you like it? It's pretty cool.
Scott.
It's not what you expected.
No.
Our flux capacitor looks a bit different.
And I don't think it's run on gigawatts.
1.21 gigawatts.
But yeah, so we'll have barbells, so we get to play with those a little bit more. We've got the rig available to us, so we're back hanging from the bar, as people saw Monday. But other than that, like, we were kind of talking about it beforehand, and you've been doing it the last couple weeks, but it's now like
switch
with your. I feel like it's about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I ripped all those pages out. So here's a little glimpse of how that works. May maybe. Francine, Serpentine. So this is. I went to Betty. So this was still I think it was about the middle of May. I kind of ditched CompTrain. And it wasn't, though there was, because I wrote, that's ours. Let's go get a taco. Toss salad was mine. That was funny. I crack myself up. Yeah. Somebody has to, right? Somebody's got to laugh at my jokes. I feel like CompTrain did an awesome job of programming, like, at home and all free, right? All of these. Yeah. Pat Sherwood threw all of his up for free for a while before he, stopped. And to be honest, it was when, and maybe this is a little small of me, but when certain organizations, when certain entities that I was benefiting from their free offerings decided to leave and de-affiliate from CrossFit, I kind of looked at it and I said, well, I'm holding them accountable that they're leaving something that I feel is proprietary, but they're going to keep using that methodology without associating themselves with that thing. And so I said, you know what? The whole idea of being a professional is if that's their mindset, then I should stop stealing their stuff. Even though they put it out for free, like, great, but I don't ever give them credit. I don't ever say, like, this comes from or this comes from. And so I said, well, let's go back to, I'm just going to, right, I got level 2, and I'm going to take that level 3 test sometime soon. Yeah. But I said that I'm going to start programming our own. And short of just following main site, I'm not following, like, I was changing it and kind of not cherry picking for us and for what would fit in our schedule. I was like, well, just stop and just do it. Just do the whole thing. And I follow the basic structure of the template, which we've talked about before. I go 9 days back. I put it in the chart. I look for variability, identify what we have not done from length, modality, volume, task or time priority, and then movement specific stuff. And then I fill out the next 6 days based on the last 9. And then so let's say I've got this week programmed and I now have next week programmed. I do that as if this week happens the way it's supposed to, with 3 of the days from this week, and then I program the next week. And so I usually only go 6 days out, and I'll do this process again Thursday or Friday, because at that point I'm pretty sure Friday and Saturday and Sunday, they're going to be the same. And so like usually I wouldn't program next week until we're already 2/3 of the way through this week.
Yeah.
But because of the schedule coming up, you're out next week. I'm out the week after that. I don't want to program while I'm on vacation.
Right.
So I'm programming out basically 3 full cycles again. That I don't like that because things change. Do you know what I mean? Like you're writing things with the idea towards a vacuum that nothing like.
Yeah.
Who knows if we like while I'm out, while I'm gone, or while you're gone, maybe we get locked down and we go virtual.
Yeah.
Well, there goes that pro. Like you got to flush all that.
Yeah.
And so, like that's why I try not to go too far out.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, like main site only goes 2-3 day cycles.
Yeah.
So like right now they've only got till I think today was a rest. No, today was programmed. Then tomorrow's a rest day. They've only got 3 more days rest day, 3 more days. Then they'll do it again.
Yeah.
That was what they said they used to do. I don't know if they still do that. Who knows even who's actually programming main site anymore. I will say it's been different the last.
His name is Ted Tasman.
That's a cool name. But if you don't watch main site, I recommend you should. Just CrossFit.com just to see like what they come out with. They send you can sign up for their end of day email. It's got a cool acronym, EOD. And it's worth watching trends because it's different again.
Yeah.
Slips are still in there.
Yeah.
But there's been the return back to some like more complicated stuff.
Yeah.
If you didn't see the pull-up workout that they published on the 29th of June, don't worry, you're going to do it.
It's a good
at some
one.
point in July.
Yeah.
And it is like, but it's kind of a cool structure of it's 10 rounds for time, 3 weighted pull-ups, 5 strict pull-ups, 7 kipping pull-ups. The second you come off of a bar, that counts as a set.
Right.
So you're going to have 2 scores. You're going to have how long it takes you to do 10 rounds of 3 weighted pull-ups, 5 strict pull-ups, 7 kipping pull-ups. And you will also have a score of how many sets it takes for you to do that. So if I do my 3 weighted pull-ups, kick my weight out of my feet, go right into my 5 strict pull-ups, drop, jump back up, do my 7 kipping pull-ups, drop, that's 2 sets to finish 1 round. So that might be the most efficient way for you to do it. Then reset, go again. So you might be doing 2 sets for each round to finish in, say, 15 minutes. So your score would be 15 minutes, 20 rounds. Versus the person who maybe does like 14 rounds, but it takes them 18 minutes.
Yeah.
Or the person who can do less rounds and faster.
Yeah.
Right? So this is that you do more work faster, that's a higher power output. But if you do more work slower, you may, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and so we haven't seen a lot of those types of workouts on main site in a while.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if in the exodus of Greg Glassman, if there's like a return back to kind of some of the more interesting stuff that would show up on main
because I feel like you wouldn't see like that one. Someone that's been doing CrossFit can figure that one out. I feel like for a while the programming was like it was all, if this was your first time doing it,
it was all jugs,
pretty
it was all jugs and slips.
Yeah.
You know, and so slips are still there because as we saw,
it's got a lot of.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And we're going to start seeing them again in warm-ups because I took a couple weeks off from them, but they're back.
They're back.
A couple weeks. But yeah, so I love those deadlifts. Anyway, just some insight into...
Is that when you're gone?
What's up?
No, that's when I'm gone.
That's when you're gone.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to move those from Thursday. Amy and I were talking. I don't know. That's the thing too.
Cool.
I write the days, but then when I actually put it in the documents. So my process is this is first. I always write first.
Right.
Then I put it into the Google document. Then I look at it and be like, yeah, I don't like that order. Then I write the class plans, and then I also don't really sometimes like the order. Then they go into SugarWOD.
Yeah.
Then it's the last like zoop zoop. Ah, I like that.
There we go.
Yeah. And then I'll send it to you guys.
What was the last thing you do?
Zoop zoop.
That's it. Man, I would start with that.
I'd be doing that all the time.
Zoop zoop.
Yeah, there you go. So it's it is a lot.
You heard it here first.
It is a lot more work.
I don't address this camera a lot.
We don't. We forget. But this is kind of like they're just watching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're just sitting in the chair. Our audience. Anyway.
Or you could come on the podcast if you want to be a guest.
Who wants to be a guest?
No, I'm alright. Oh, dang it. I will say it's a combination. It's funny. It's more rewarding because like I get to see the process from start to finish, but then I forget so by the time like Thursday comes around of a week, I'm like, come on, people, because I've been looking at this stuff for like a month.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's right there. Oh, right. This is the first time you said it.
Clear as day.
Somebody said it. A coach or something about their mom has been CrossFitting for like 3 years. Mm-hmm. Right? This is somebody. God, I think we're on a podcast. They're joking. And they're like, yeah, and she'll still ask me, or I'll ask her like, how did it go? How did you do it? How was the workout? Oh, it was fun. We ran, and then I rode that bike thing with the arms, and then we did the barbell thing where like you jump down and you jump up, and he goes, a thruster? You did a thruster? Like the CrossFit movement? Like, oh, right. What's the thruster again? Mom, shut up. Yeah. Just get away from me. He's like, and I'm completely blinded to the fact that she's freaking doing CrossFit. Like, I should just be happy about that. Like, I'm just so happy that, 3 years. She's been doing this for 3 years. Yeah. Like, you should know what a thruster is. And then I'm listening to it. I'm like, she's probably messing with him. Yeah.
Sometimes like,
But at the same token, like, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
We don't want, I do want people to, but I don't care. I don't care if they know what it is. Like, that's my own
That's what I tell people
baggage.
As in Foundations last night, but it's like, hey, if you don't remember what this movement is when you leave today,
who cares?
Totally fine.
Ask tomorrow.
Yeah, like we'll
that's
go
why it's the
over
first
it.
Word,
yeah,
right. Curiosity. It's the first
curious. It's on the wall.
Yeah,
but
I should remember that.
I was. They were doing wall balls yesterday, and I think the way I did it, and then we went through a progression, and then when she actually went to do it, as she was squatting down, she was pressing the ball up. And
that's
then
really hard.
And then tried standing up and like tossing up the wall.
So she basically snatch balance.
She basically did snatch balance wall ball. And it was one of those kind of like, hold on. I'm obviously like, I'm saying something that if you had been doing this for a while, you knew exactly what I was saying. Yeah. But then I was like, okay, hold on one sec. Let's take a step back. And then but it's Becca, and she moves really freaking well. I'm excited. But anyway, yeah. So if you walk out of here and don't remember it,
who cares?
If we get a little testy with you,
right?
It's maybe we just had a long day. We'll do our best to reel that back in. But
it's just, and I have to remember. That's also why I don't program too far out, because then it's like, there's a double balance to that, or there's two sides to that too. Because if I do, then I forget what I've programmed, and then I'm kind of surprised. I'm like, oh, sweet, that's right, that's right. And so, whatever. Either way, what it comes down to is just take a breath. It's not that important, and it more comes down to asking the person, what do we got to do here? Where are you? How do we, what are you feeling?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Infinite scalability. Everything's modifiable. Like, let's just have fun and sweat.
Let's just go.
Yeah.
So awesome.
I've enjoyed getting back into full program. Like, nothing is on autopilot with this, which is kind of cool. Yeah. But as you know, it takes more time, but it's also I'm finding I don't need the 9-day back. I don't always need to do that.
Yeah. I
can kind of do like the quick
boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
All right, that's what we did. Okay, cool.
Well, like you said too, I think that's where you've looked at it so much too. Like, you kind of get a feel for how that pattern went. So,
and I start to recognize ruts. Yeah. Like, I immediately see that like Tuesdays and Thursdays seem to be where we lift most. Yeah. And I'm like, ooh, that's not good. We need to move that. And so I try not to let Monday, like I should have though. I mean, I should have had, like, I could have completely switched today and yesterday's. Yeah. And that wouldn't have made much of a difference. It just makes, what this does yesterday was brutal on people. Today, they're sore, but they're able to move through that soreness.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, they'll probably be less sore because they've actually moved and they've done, like, their body movement. Motion is lotion. Their body will feel better.
Motion is lotion.
For tomorrow.
I've never heard that.
Really?
Yeah.
Amy says it all the time.
Oh, I like that.
She's great. Yeah.
Motion is lotion.
Actually, and I think it's a K-Star.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he took it from somebody.
Yeah.
Whatever. Wednesdays is, like, if you did Monday and Wednesday back to back, that's brutal.
Yeah.
If just looking at it, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Having the back squats in the middle makes it I think a better balanced 3-day cycle.
Yeah.
But that's where that sequence that can become routine.
Yeah.
And then that kind of puts the Tuesday, Thursday person who either coaches that Tuesday, Thursday or comes Tuesday, Thursday consistently. Like, God, we always seem to deadlift on. Drew would often say that to me. Like, God, we always seem to deadlift on Fridays. And I'm like, oh, really? And I flipped back and I'm like, no, we deadlifted Friday here, then Tuesday here, then Wednesday here, then Friday here. And then I pulled up his attendance and I went, you missed that Tuesday and that Wednesday, but you came for both of those Fridays.
And that's why you feel it.
And that's why you feel like. So, and again, though, him saying that isn't wrong because it relatively, he's right.
I only deadlift on Fridays.
Right, the 2 times he deadlifted, it came on a Friday. And so that's also where relative impression is as accurate as if I were to say, like, well, no, this is what the data actually says. Well, great, but my experience is this. Yeah. And so that's sort of he's not wrong. It's just an opportunity for a conversation around, like, well, let's look at that. Why did you miss those Tuesdays and Wednesdays? Let's look at it. If this is a scheduling thing and a consistency thing, not a programming thing and not a you athlete thing. Yeah. This is like, let's see where they mix.
You know, it's funny on the other end of that. I think it was during quarantine. One of the beasts or a couple of the beasts pointed out, it's like, oh, I feel like we just do burpees like all the time. And I look back as like, actually, you haven't done burpees in based on like number of classes, you haven't done burpees in 3 weeks. I was like, so that's it. And then, you know, it's 4 classes a week, so there's a little bit, but it's like, oh, you actually haven't done burpees in like 3 weeks. I'm gonna make sure to program burpees this week. And so it's that I think sometimes it's that person's like, oh, I always miss it. Like I feel like we don't do it enough, and I always miss it. Yeah. Where the other end of it is like, oh, you're right, we haven't been doing enough, so let's put it in. And they. Well,
so go ahead.
Yeah, I was just say like that's something they don't mind missing burpees, and the thing is they weren't missing burpees. They were missing burpees because they hadn't been programmed. So anyway,
that's also so if you come 2 days a week, if our variability our variance is accurate, you're gonna get across a 6-month period 2 days a week what a person who comes 5 days a week gets in a 1-month period from a variance standpoint. So there may be periods in that 6 months where it feels like, God, I'm always doing back squats. For like a month or two. Probably true because, you know, every day you came from your mesh with the mesh of the schedule always seemed to hit this. But this has a different periodicity than yours. It will get off schedule. It's like the 24-minute AMRAP as a partner that has 3 movements in it. And for like the first 6 minutes of a 24-minute AMRAP, you feel like, I am always doing the echo bike in this workout. Yeah. And then
it starts to balance.
And then the next 3 minutes you did the back squats, the tire flipped, and whatever. And then for like the next 6 minutes you did the echo bike. So the 6 minutes you're on the echo bike, you think you've always done the echo bike. But for the 4 minutes you weren't on the echo bike, you didn't look over and see how the other partner feels like they're always on the echo bike. And they're always on the echo bike. And if you added it across the 6 minutes, maybe for 24 minutes, you did 39% echo bike, 22% another thing, and
there might be some inequity, but it's not as like one-sided.
It's by like 1 or 2%, but maybe yours came in a bigger chunk each time than the other partners. Yeah. Again, relative experience is sometimes more accurate because it is about experience, not to, well, it's the racist, like, right? If somebody in the room feels as if, or, you know, misogynistic or whatever, classist or ageist, if you say something and somebody in that room says to me, or that was racist, that offended me, I'm hurt by it, me then saying, no, you're wrong, I'm doubling down on being offensive, rather than just saying like, okay, like, yes, I hear you, and I'm not in the business of hurting other human beings anymore. So then I have to say, like, okay, what was it about what I said? Or, I hear you, thank you for bringing that to my attention, I won't do that again. And so when somebody says, like, I feel like all we ever do is deadlifts, you can be like, oh, well, why do you feel that way? Because every Friday I've come, we've done deadlifts. When was the last time you came on a Friday? 6 months ago. Okay. This isn't a programming thing. This isn't a you as an athlete thing. This is a, what's going on with your schedule? How can we get you into a different routine? Like, you're getting trapped into off periodicity of what we're talking about, right? Like, now taking it out, right? If you're saying racist stuff, stop saying racist stuff. Don't be an asshole. Yeah. But right, like, that to me, like, that seems like a similar. It's my initial, like, you're wrong, is not about like that's my own insecurity of like, right, sort of the same thing of, you know, low energy in the back squats at the beginning is not because people don't want to do back squats. It's because we just threw a lot at them. We're moving back into the rig. It's scary getting back under a bar. They don't know if they, you know what I mean? Like, that low energy isn't I don't want to do this. That low energy is like, and so your job, which is expensive emotionally, my job is to be like caring and energetic and a little bit stringent from a safety standpoint of like, you know, that's where the drill sergeant comes in of like, look, I could let you do these back squats any way you want to, but my job is to take care of you. And to take care of you means to remind you, we do this very specifically. We put our hands on the bar a certain way. We come under the bar a certain way. We keep our spine straight. You know, like, and so to me, that it's by the number, you know, drill sergeant-y. And then we smile and we laugh and we have fun and, you know,
we celebrate after because it's,
totally.
See, wasn't that all worth it?
Yeah. Anyway,
all
over the map on that.
So cool. That took a different turn, but I'm glad. That's good. So awesome.
What's coming? What's coming next, man?
So let's roll into that. So what's coming up? So I feel we're almost halfway through July already. I mean, I know this seems silly, but I think it's because I'm already like looking at next week. Today's the 7th, and before I know it, like next week,
you're gonna be on vacation.
I'm gonna be on vacation. It's Fiona's birthday. It's Megan's birthday. It's Slash's birthday. It's my sister's birthday. July's this is where, like, especially in my family, it gets real busy because it kicks off now with Fiona's birthday, and then a couple days later is Meg's birthday, but then it's also like her grandmother's birthday and her uncle's birthday, and then there's my sister's birthday and my brother's birthday and my mom's birthday and my parents' anniversary. All at the very end of that is going to be mine and Steven's birthday when everyone's already burnt out. Actually, now it's going to be baby number 2's birthday, so sucker. She feels stupid. But outside of my family, we're going into August. August is going to be a fairly eventful month, if we want to put it that way. So if you saw the newsletter, which there were a lot of typos, I'm sorry. I was looking through it, I was like, I didn't go back and reread it. But whatever.
It got sent. It showed up in my
So I created a new template, and I didn't, because you're the primary account holder, I didn't go in and change that,
who it comes from.
So because I always replicate just from last week and then just plug and play, because I created a new template, I didn't change that. So I saw like email from Jack. I was like, but Jack didn't write this.
I did. Right, I was kind of like, I don't remember sending that. So, this is Eric.
But yeah, I was playing with a bunch of new stuff that got was fun and like somewhat frustrating at the same time because I wanted to play with the different layouts and stuff and whatever. Again, it's a process. It's a process. So Outwad with the Out Foundation, We are moving that to August 8th. Saturday, August 8th at 10 a.m.
But it's out
It's going to be Out Athletics, yeah. I don't think they've officially made that name change yet, but that's what they're doing. They're going to Out Athletics. And it'll be an event where we're going to actually be... I'm excited because we're going to be the first... Talking with Will, who's the person I've been working with at the Out Foundation, is this is probably going to be the way they're going to go, at least for the remainder of the year, where their events were always an event at a gym or location where it was everyone come, like showing that we are open to all communities and people, and it's a welcome and safe space for safe place for everybody. With the current state of things and with COVID-19, is that whole bringing people together is obviously you're very limited in what you can do. And so we talked about doing an online event. And as fun as online events are, there is that missing piece. Like there is that like face-to-face with other people. And so as it seems that things are opening up a little bit more and we have a little bit more space to do things, we've been discussing a hybrid event. So we'll have part of the event will be going on in the gym here, and then the other part will be going on simultaneously online. Okay. And so the thought is we are going to be the first event that the Out Foundation runs that is this hybrid event. And so we're kind of like setting the standard from the get-go, which is like scary and exciting at the same time.
Man, I always tell students go first.
Huh?
And my expectations are super low.
Yeah, right. There you go.
You got the best chance of getting an A.
That's true.
Because if you go last, I'm measuring you against everybody else who's come before. So unless they were all horrible, which is doubtful, there's probably been one or two that are pretty awesome.
That's good. So the first pancake expectation.
Always, right?
Yeah.
It's just we're all excited to have it.
Yes.
So
it'll be so we'll have a limited number in the gym, and what we're gonna have set up is a registration. I think we're talking it's gonna be $20. It'll be $20 to do the event, whether you're doing it in person or online. You'll have the choice to select if you would like to be in person, and from that we'll do a lottery. So like it'll be at random. The people that if they want to be in person,
maybe
you'll
not,
get a
right?
chance.
Maybe it'll all be virtual by then.
Right. It's very possible we may end up making it all virtual, but at least by having that hybrid thing, we can have it here. If we need to take it all over here, we can.
Cool.
So anyway, it's gonna be a cool event. It's working out the details of the workouts and all that stuff. But August 8th at 10 a.m. Put it on your calendars. That's the official date.
Love it.
Cool. It's going to be fun.
And then we are tentatively slated. We have the reservation for our 3-year anniversary party.
3-year anniversary.
August 22nd.
Yes.
At the Bay Ridge Marina.
Yep. Right? Same spot as last year.
Yeah, same spot. And we'll put together those details probably the week or two before, put stuff out. Mm-hmm. Again, probably going to be limited based on the state of affairs at that time.
Yep.
Maybe it's you sign up for a
you
sign up for a 45-minute block of time to be able to come and hang out.
Yeah. Right.
We'll phase in people as they come and go, and
right. Yeah. I mean, that's what we went to the zoo a couple weekends ago, and it's you have to pick a time slot that you can arrive, so that they stagger people in. So we got the 11:30 time slot, so we had to be there between 11:30 and 12.
Yeah.
And then there was the 12 to 12:30 group, and then so maybe that's what we'll do. We'll treat them like zoo folk.
Or maybe we're the animals in the zoo.
Which did I tell you the chimpanzee attacked me?
No.
So
you are quite.
Can we backpedal?
Sure.
Can we go take
sure.
This
is this your gratitude? Is the chimpanzee your gratitude, or perhaps
this chimpanzee
the zookeeper that controlled the chimpanzee?
Actually, did I ever tell you the story about that? I first met Meg at the zoo.
Okay.
And when I first saw her, I knew she was a keeper.
That's good. That's good.
So anyway, bad joke. Girl. But yeah, so anyway, we're at the chimpanzee exhibit, where if you've been to the Maryland Zoo in Baltimore, they have this big habitat, and there's these big glass windows that you can looking at them. And this one fella came up, and he was looking at me, and so there's the glass, and then there's these metal, it's the barrier or the frame or whatever.
Yeah.
He started knocking on the metal part, and he's just going ooh, ooh, and he's knocking on it. I was like,
chimpanzee.
So
decent size, probably the size of
probably
the size of Fiona.
bigger.
Wow.
Like he was bigger.
All
like
right.
I would say, like if he was standing up straight,
3.5, 4 feet.
I mean, if he's standing up straight, probably not much shorter than you. Like he was big.
That's chimpanzees don't get that big.
They do. If they're standing, so if you see him, because they're usually almost like in a squat, even with if he's standing straight up. I mean, he's probably. I bet he's up to almost your shoulders squatted. Yeah.
Wow.
So he's a big dude. Yeah, chimpanzee.
All right.
And so anyway, he's knocking. He's going ooh, and I was like, oh, he's
not
like,
an orangutan.
Not an orangutan.
Definitely a chimpanzee.
Definitely a chimpanzee.
All right.
Okay, and yeah, it's chimpanzee. Now I'm concerned. Anyway, this was the size of him. Now,
did you ever see Project X, the movie with Matthew Broderick, where they teach chimpanzees how to fly?
Oh, so long ago.
Right? Teaches them apple.
Yeah.
Apple. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's chimpanzee.
Okay.
So anyway, I will fact check it.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, he was a good, and I might be embellishing because the story.
I love
exciting.
it. Yeah.
Is everyone still hanging on?
I know.
So he starts knocking, and I'm like, oh, he's like trying to talk to me.
Yeah.
Right. And
making friends.
So I knocked back, not on the glass, on the so it's kind of over here, and I knocked back.
Yeah.
And he takes a big step back and then launched himself at the window.
Whoa.
Like full threw himself at the window and started going like ooh, and then ran off.
Whoa.
And I was like,
did it scare you?
Holy shit. Yeah, like it scared the bejesus out of me. And it freaked Fiona out a little bit because she's like she said something too, like she said something about I made him mad or something like that. And then it scared Daddy. I was like, well, did it scare you? And she's like, yeah. I was like, okay, good. I'm not the only one.
Planet of the Apes, man.
Yeah, like he was pissed. And but then the people are standing around me like, see, that's why you don't knock on the glass. But it's like, but he did it first. Like he was talking to me. I thought he was like trying to say hi. Whatever.
But
so,
he did it first.
I feel stupid that I actually like knocked. It's like, oh, I feel like one of those jerks in like Free Willy when all the kids are like banging on the glass and they pissed off Willie. And I was like, oh, why did I do that? But I totally thought he was like trying to talk to me. So yeah, he did it first. But man, like,
it's sad. I mean, you thought you were making a connection, interspecial connection.
I'm more disappointed in him.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. I can get that.
So, but it freaked me out. Like he threw himself at the glass.
Especially because that thing probably could have killed you.
If that wasn't glass there, I'm dead.
Yeah, like that thing would have beat that. They're so strong.
Yeah.
Beat the crap out of you. Yeah.
So anyway.
And you can, I mean, you're pretty strong.
Yeah.
But they're like crazy strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's not that big. So anyway, that was my zoo story.
It gives you an appreciation for just how unprepared we are to live in the wild. Like, you wouldn't make it.
No.
No offense. I love you.
I wouldn't make it.
But I'm not sure. Yeah, like, there's just no. Yeah. You gotta have that killer instinct.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
I have a cuddling instinct.
I had a buddy at the Academy SEAL, and it was after one of the rash of school college shootings, so not a happy time.
Yeah.
And they were contemplating like arming teachers, like, you know, and I'm like, are you kidding me? And I'm like looking around the room in our like little production office, and I'm like, when's the last time you fired a weapon? When's the last time you fired a weapon? When's the last time you fired a weapon? And then I looked at Jared and I said, when's the last time you fired a weapon? Yesterday. And I'm like, all right, out of everybody else here, none of us belong having a weapon. Jared can have a weapon in the classroom.
Yeah.
In actuality, we're going to remove you from the classroom. You just get to patrol the halls in a weapon. Yeah. And he said, good with me as long as I get to carry my books. Yeah. It was, but that idea of like, that it is a completely different mindset to like that animal doesn't have the inflexibility of switching between domesticity and wild like fight or flight. Like it's always, as much as we want to believe it's domesticated because it's behind that glass wall, you take that thing away, it's gonna go right back to the wild like that.
Yeah.
We are so domesticated that it takes boot camp and TAC training and the first deployment, second deployment, third deployment to kind of beat out the domesticity of our human nature. Yeah. Which is why do you find it surprising when, you know, soldiers who have been deploying back to back to back come back and they can't return to domestic life? Yeah. Like, are you really that surprised? Like that they're the monkey banging on the glass, like right? So the guy losing his shit at the grocery store because somebody cuts him off and like, oh, he's violent. Like, No. We just short circuited the normal wiring, and for the sake of having them be able to do things nobody else wants to do.
Yeah.
Don't ask them to go back to normal. Yeah. Without as much short circuiting. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, sorry, little digression. So when I yell at you because you squat wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm an angry chip.
I'm just knocking on the glass.
Anyway,
so 3-year anniversary party on the 22nd. We'll be the monkeys in the zoo. You guys can come watch us.
Yeah.
Eric and I'll throw poop.
No, repeat of last year.
And then September's open. We're going to keep it light. Nothing really scheduled. We got the games supposedly rescheduled for the weekend of the 18th, 19th, 20th of September.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a watch party or something.
Yeah,
but,
it'd be awesome.
Nothing major. And then October, we're in the fall at that point. We got an event on the horizon. Something to become. We won't put anything out there as far as every damn time. I forget to turn that off.
Who cares? It's a good cue. That's like a good cue. It's like, all right, cool,
God,
we're coming up on it. There we go.
And we will loop back August. We still have a community event partnered with Annapolis Coalition of Black Progressives.
Yep.
Middle of August, sometime. Not sure of a date, specific day or time, but that is coming together for something.
Speaking of the fall, we know the Open will not be here. The Open is not.
Yep. That has officially been moved to a February, March. So return to early spring, late winter. Get us all out of our dark days
ruts
of the winter slump.
Yeah.
Because at that point, summer is coming.
So glad it's moving.
Winter is leaving. And yeah, there you go, folks. There's the rest of 2020 for you.
Maybe. So what did Jen Koppel sent me something yesterday that someone wrote that said maybe 2020 is just like a mullet and the party's going to be on the back.
Like it. I'm getting a little bit of the mullet here.
Yeah,
like it?
I think you should just go for it.
Yeah, I'd have to really cut the front.
Yeah.
And then leave it in the back, but that's not happening either.
Cool.
Hey. What 3-letter word starts with gas?
Gas.
A car.
Ah. Well done. Well done.
Nice. My gratitude. I hadn't really thought about it.
You want a sec? I can go. I got mine.
Sure.
Cool. Amy email. Dr. Amy. It was so cool. So she did Nicole, and she started with a green band. And the green band was like thrown all over the place. I was like, let's just go and just do a purple band and see how that looks. And her pull-ups looked so good.
That's awesome.
And watching her, I was like, I think you have a pull-up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you have a pull-up. I was like, before you leave today, you're going to do a pull-up. And so finished the workout. We did a little cool down. I was like, get on the rig and do a pull-up. And she got up, did it. I mean, clear as day, like chin over the bar. And it's so awesome because she, pre-quarantine, she's doing jumping pull-ups.
Yeah.
And she's used bands a little bit, but she wanted to, she wasn't able to come that often because of her schedule. During quarantine, she was like, she was the one doing pull-ups in her dog crate.
Yeah.
Like to get that pull. And she was coming consistently 4 to 5 days a week.
45 days a week?
No, 4 to 5 days a week.
Okay.
During that quarantine, and she stuck with it, and she like boom, 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 and so like seeing that is like, oh my God, she hasn't touched a pull-up bar in months, and she didn't have a pull-up before. That's awesome. So it was so like, so I don't know. That was such a great like just kind of testament to. That's my gratitude. Is like, look how if you just put in the time and put in the effort to just show up.
Consistency trumps all.
Yeah, it was so
a mediocre program done all the time will always be better than the best program done sporadically.
Sometimes, yeah.
Always.
So,
not to say that we have a mediocre program. I mean,
no,
that's sort of what I was alluding to, but not really. I don't know. I think we got a pretty good program.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Congrats to her.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well done.
So awesome, Dr. Amy.
Thanks, Dr. Amy.
Please don't leave us. You don't have to.
She could do virtual. You still do the 9:30 class.
I know. Her fiance is trying to convince her to stay up here and move up here, but
really,
yeah.
Is he from here?
No, he likes it up here a lot.
Oh, interesting. So. All right, well, we'll start working that.
Yeah.
Mine is, I think, I love my 5:15 class. Always have, always will. But I gotta say, like, I love that 6:15 class. I love watching them show up about 10 minutes early, 5 minutes early. Marita is usually the first one. Mm-hmm. And I love, like, I'll get distracted and I'm finishing with 5:15. I turn over and it's kind of like we're the zoo animals. Yeah. 6:15 is just kind of off to the side, just sort of all their hands crossed. They're all standing there, kind of socially separated, but also just kind of like rocking and like just kind of watching the 5:15. It's our turn. Yeah, and I don't know if it's a combination of that or it's I don't know, maybe I have forgot something in my car and I have to go back. Like it's this like it's this I can never read it, but they crack me up every single time, and it's the same crew and they're hilarious and they're awesome and they make me smile. And so I think that's today, especially with the back squats, like Olga, Charity, and Kelly working together were awesome. Kenna, Mary, and Marita squatting awesome together. Joe hitting like a 450-pound PR. Not really. Nice. But I mean, still, like...
So he went late today.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that same thing. And then watching Luis and Sam always battle is a blast.
Yeah.
So it's a cool... Yeah. It's just a really... They've gelled as a very cool dynamic. But then we had a couple new folks over the last couple weeks join it. And it's interesting to watch that 6:15 dynamic. Like... Yeah. It was always the 5:15 dynamic and they still have it, and there's still people that come to that one. But I like this vibe. I like this 6:15 to the point where now I'm like, sorry, this class is full. Like, you got to find another home. Yeah. But so thanks 6:15. You guys are cool. You always make it. I love going to the virtual 6:15 too, because that's a fun group in the last couple weeks. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of like not that I rushed the end of the 6:15 virtual, but I try to get out to say, like, how did it go? How did everybody do? What'd you...
Get that FOMO, like,
I hear the music turn on.
Did you even miss me?
Yeah. Of course, Shelly's like, get out of here.
You're a distraction.
You're housing on my time. So, good stuff. That's, I guess, the time, but also I just love all those people. And so my gratitude is broad, general, and inclusive. Kind of like our fitness methodology.
Weird. Interesting. Funny how that worked.
All right.
Cool.
You got a final joke?
Can I share the one that I told you on?
Sure.
Was it Saturday?
Short-term memory loss.
So let's go with it. Why are there no knock-knock jokes about America?
Why?
Because freedom rings.
Boom.
Which everyone will probably heard that joke by the time this comes
out. All right.
So
we'll see you on the creek.
Okay, bye.